This weekend, throughout the season, he's been consistent. The last 2 weekends, if you haven't watched, 11 touchdown passes against Michigan, #1 defense in Northwestern, who's representing the other side of the conference in the conference championship. So he's done it at the highest level against the best competition. He's been consistent. I said this before the season. He was going to be the best quarterback that's ever played at Ohio State. They've been playing football 125 years. That institution has never seen someone throw the ball. He can roll out to his right and to his left. He can throw the ball short, intermediate, deep down the field. He's got touch. He's got a cannon. He's a very, very good kid. And I think that the way he's handled himself after taking over for a 4-year starter in J.T. Barrett has been tremendous. And as I said before, being the best at a position to an institution that's had a lot of great players, but not necessarily at quarterback, he's had a tremendous year, and yes, he should be in New York.
And it's not just Ohio State records he's breaking, right? I mean, I was watching the game.
I just think Ohio State, when you put that into context, like,
right.
I mean, to be the greatest quarterback in 125 years of that institution's history, I think is fairly significant.
Absolutely, but I was just going to expand it, I mean, to the Big Ten as a whole. Like, he was knocking down Drew Brees' Big Ten records.
Yep.
I mean, and so here's the beef I have with the Heisman. It is considered the highest individual honor for some people in all of sports. Like, that's the way it's billed. And yet, the way it's voted on, it is not given that respect. Tua, it was for some people, you know when Tua won this Heisman? At the end of last season, during the comeback against Georgia when he came in. That put him in the pole position, even though what happened last season should have nothing to do with the Heisman this year. We found out during the broadcast that over 10% of Heisman voters have already submitted their ballots before this weekend. The hell are you doing? Like,
now, that's not anything new.
I know.
They've done that before.
No, absolutely. But I think in some years it's been crystal clear who the winner's going to be. But obviously, some guys just think, oh no, my mind's made up. Like, here's the reality: Tua's probably going to win it. My vote would be for Kyler Murray. I think there's a strong argument for Dwayne Haskins. But Tua is, of the three guys, 3rd in completion percentage, 3rd in yards, 3rd in touchdowns, 2nd in rating, 2nd in rushing yards. He's not leading in any of the measurables.
But if you're going to argue for Tua, you have to realize, too, he didn't play a lot of time because they were blowing teams out. So these numbers, as gaudy as they are, they could have been even more impressive. Now, it's also, he's on the Alabama team that is undefeated. All those things. He's the best player on the best team, having the type of season that no one in Alabama has ever had. And if you add that extra time of him playing, what do you think his numbers would have been? They would have been even more impressive.
And I understand that part of it, that he wasn't playing fourth quarters for basically the entire season. I get that. I think this is as close of a Heisman race, or it should be as close of a Heisman race as we've seen. I feel like it's a coronation. And that I think Kyler Murray has as good of an argument as anyone. I think as of late, Dwayne Haskins has a great argument, but it feels like some people made up their mind to vote for Tua 5 weeks ago.
I think the indictment on an Oklahoma quarterback or a Big 12 quarterback is, look at the